We help you navigate the complexities of love and relationships with real, relatable advice. If you're looking to build stronger connections, attract the right people, and become the best version of yourself, you've come to the right place. Now let's dive in. Have you ever felt like you're saying all the wrong things? When it comes to women, you've had conversations where you're trying to connect, but something just feels off. Well, here's the truth. Most men overcomplicate communication. You think you need the perfect pickup line, endless charm, or some grand romantic gesture to get her attention. Just say these 3 words, and you will attract all the women you want. Welcome to my channel, where I told you that it only takes 3 simple words to completely shift the way women see you. Yes, just 3 words. These words have the power to break through her defenses, capture her attention, and most importantly, make her feel an instant connection with you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what these 3 words are, but also how to use them in a way that's authentic, effortless, and game-changing. Here's the thing, communication is everything. When it comes to attraction, the words you choose can either build a bridge to connection or create a wall of misunderstanding. Women aren't just listening to what you're saying, they're picking up on how you're saying it, the emotions behind your words and the meaning you're trying to convey, and yet so many men completely miss this instead. They fall into the trap of overthinking. They use generic compliments like "you're so pretty" or "try too hard to impress" with "let me tell you about all the cool things I've done." The result, you come across as unoriginal, inauthentic, or even worse, like every other guy she's ever met. But let me tell you something that most men don't realize. Words have power. They can spark emotional triggers that create attraction on a deeper level. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, and the right words spoken with the right intent can unlock her interest and make her feel seen in a way that no one else has before. For example, let's compare 2 different approaches. Imagine a woman sharing her dreams or struggles with you. One man might respond with something superficial like "wow, that's cool," or worse, not acknowledge what she just said at all. Another man, though, might say, "That's really amazing. You've clearly put so much thought into that. Which one do you think she's going to remember this?" This is where the magic lies. When you choose words that resonate emotionally, you create a moment, a connection, a reason for her to want to talk to you again. And here's the best part. You don't need to memorize a script or learn any fancy phrases. All you need to do is understand the power of using the right words at the right time. Because when you do, you're not just speaking, you're connecting. Now let's take it a step further and talk about how these 3 simple words can change everything. But first, let me ask you, what do you think those 3 words might be? Share your guess in the comments. And let's see if you've already cracked the code. Let's talk about the biggest mistakes men make when it comes to communication. These are the things that sabotage attraction before it even has a chance to grow. And the worst part, most men don't even realize they're doing it first, saying too much or oversharing. Picture this, you're on a date, and she casually asks, "What do you do for fun?" Instead of giving a simple, engaging answer, you launch into a 5-minute monologue about your gym routine, your favorite Netflix shows. And that time you almost learned how to surf. What happens? She zones out. Why? Because you've turned the conversation into a performance rather than an exchange. Women aren't looking for you to impress them with a life story. They're looking for moments that feel authentic and relatable. Next, using generic compliments. This is a trap. So many men fall into they think saying things like "you're beautiful" or "you have a great smile" is enough to create attraction. But here's the reality. Women hear these compliments all the time. They're shallow, predictable, and don't make you stand out. A woman doesn't want to be told what she already knows. She wants to feel like you see her compliments that reflect depth. Like "I love how passionate you are about your work," are far more meaningful because they acknowledge who she is. not just how she looks, and finally focusing on physical attraction over emotional connection. If the majority of what you say revolves around her looks, she's going to see you as just another guy chasing her for surface-level reasons. Here's an example. Instead of saying, "You're so hot," try, "I admire how confident you are. It's magnetic." See the difference? One reduces her to her appearance. The other celebrates something deeper. The truth is, these mistakes are incredibly common, but they're also avoidable with just 3 simple words you can cut through the noise. Avoid everyone else ready to find out what they are. Stick with me, because we're just getting started. Now it's time to reveal the 3 words that will change everything when it comes to attracting women. These words are powerful, they're meaningful, and they're surprisingly simple. Ready? Here they are. I understand you, that's it. 3 simple words that hold the key to building connection, trust, and attraction. Now let's break down why these words work, and why they're so effective. At the core of every human interaction is the desire to feel understood. For women, this need is especially profound because it creates a sense of emotional safety. When you tell a woman, "I understand you," you're not just saying words, you're communicating that you value her feelings, her experiences, and her perspective. You're showing her that she's not alone in how she feels, and that you're paying attention in a way most men don't. These 3 words are also the foundation of empathy, and valid empathy is about stepping into her shoes and truly seeing things from her perspective. Validation is about acknowledging that her feelings are real and important. When you combine these 2 elements, you create a connection that goes far beyond surface-level attraction. Here's another reason these words work. They signal emotional intelligence. Most men think attraction is about showing off their achievements or cracking jokes to win her over. But what really sets you apart is your ability to connect on a deeper level. By saying, "I understand you," you're showing her that you're not just focused on yourself. You're paying attention to her needs and emotions, and let me tell you, that's rare. Now let's get practical. How can you use these words in real-life situations? Here are a few examples. 1. In everyday conversations. Imagine she's sharing a frustration about her day at work. Instead of jumping in with advice or dismissing it, you say, "I understand you, that sounds like it was really tough." These words instantly show her that you're listening and that you care about how she feels. It's not about solving her problem, it's about acknowledging it. 2. During conflicts. Every relationship has disagreements, but the way you handle them makes all the difference. Let's say she's upset because she feels like you've been distant lately. Instead of getting defensive or brushing it off, you respond with, "I understand you. I can see how my actions made you feel that way." This shifts the dynamic completely instead of escalating the argument. You're diffusing it with empathy and understanding. 3. When expressing admiration or support. If she shares a personal goal or a dream she's working toward, use these words to show your support. For example, "I understand you. It's amazing that you're putting so much effort into this. It shows how determined you are." This kind of encouragement makes her feel valued and supported, which deepens the connection. These 3 words may seem small, but their impact is massive. They create a foundation of trust and emotional intimacy that's impossible to fake. Women aren't just drawn to men who are confident, they're drawn to men who make them feel understood. And when you master the art of saying, "I understand you," you'll find that you're not just attracting women, you're building meaningful, lasting connections. Stick around, because next we're going to dive into how to use these words effectively and avoid common pitfalls. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now that you know the 3 magic words, "I understand you," let's talk about how to use them effectively, because here's the thing. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. The tone, delivery, and intent behind your words make all the difference. First, let's address tone and delivery. If you say "I understand you" in a dismissive or robotic tone, it'll fall flat. She'll pick up on it instantly. And instead of building connection, you'll come across as insincere, or worse, patronizing to make these words work. Your tone needs to be warm, genuine, and empathetic. Imagine how you'd sound if you were comforting a friend, calm, reassuring, and fully present. The key is to be authentic, not manipulative. These words aren't a trick or a line to win her over. If your goal is to fake empathy just to get what you want, she'll see right through it. Women have an incredible ability to sense when someone's being disingenuous. So before you say these words, ask yourself, am I really listening? Am I truly trying to understand and how she feels? If the answer is yes, then your words will naturally come across as sincere. Now let's get into some practical examples of how to use "I understand you" in everyday situations. One, when she's talking about her day. Let's say she comes home and starts venting about how stressful her day at work was. She says, "My boss dumped a huge project on me last minute, and I didn't even have time to eat lunch," instead of saying, "Wow, that sucks," or trying to fix the problem with, "Why don't you just talk to your boss?" You respond with, "I understand you're feeling overwhelmed. That sounds like a really tough day." This shows her that you're not only listening, but also empathizing with how she feels. You're not trying to solve her problem or dismiss it. You're validating her emotions, which is what she truly needs in that moment. 2. During a disagreement, disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle them can make or break the connection. Imagine you're arguing about plans for the weekend. She says, "You always make decisions without asking me first," instead of getting defensive with, "That's not true," or dismissing her concerns with, "You're overreacting." Try this. "I understand you see it differently. I can see how my actions made you feel left out." This response acknowledges her perspective without turning it into a battle. It diffuses tension and creates space for a productive conversation, rather than escalating the conflict. 3. When expressing admiration or support. Suppose she's talking about a goal she's been working hard to achieve, like running a marathon or getting a promotion. You could say, "I understand you've put so much effort into this. It's inspiring to see how dedicated you are." These words show that you're paying attention to her efforts and recognize her hard work, which makes her feel valued. Finally, let's not forget the importance of active listening and body language when you say "I understand you." Your non-verbal cues need to match your words. Maintain eye contact, nod occasionally to show you're engaged, and keep your body language open and relaxed. If you're staring at your phone or looking distracted, the words lose their power. Using these 3 words effectively isn't about memorizing a script. It's about making her feel truly seen and heard when you pair "I understand you" with genuine intent, thoughtful delivery, and active listening. You'll not only stand out, but you'll also build a connection that's impossible to fake. Stay tuned, because next we'll explore how these words can transform specific moments in your relationships and make you the kind of man women can't help but be drawn to. Emotional intelligence, the key to attraction. If you really want to master the art of attraction, you need to understand one thing. Emotional intelligence is everything. It's the secret ingredient that separates men who merely catch her attention from those who leave a lasting impression. So what exactly is emotional intelligence in relationships? Is the ability to understand her emo and respond with empathy. It's not just about hearing her words, it's about understanding the feelings behind them. Emotional intelligence makes her feel seen, valued, and emotionally safe, which is one of the most attractive things you can offer. Why? Because emotional safety allows her to let her guard down and connect with you on a deeper level. But here's the good news. Emotional intelligence isn't something you're born with. It's something you can develop. Here are a few practical ways to build it. 1. Active listening. This means giving her your full attention when she's speaking. Put down your phone, maintain eye contact, and genuinely listen without interrupting. When she sees that you care enough to truly hear her, she'll feel an instant connection. 2. Ask thoughtful questions instead of rushing to give advice or your opinion. Ask open-ended questions that show you're curious about her perspective. For example, how did that make you feel, or what's been on your mind lately? These questions show that you're interested in more than just the surface. 3. Show vulnerability in a confident way. Emotional intelligence isn't just about understanding her feelings, it's also about being open with your own. When you're willing to share your thoughts and feelings, it creates a space for genuine connection. The key is to do this with confidence, showing that you're secure enough to be vulnerable. When you develop emotional intelligence, those 3 words, I understand you, carry even more weight. They're not just words, they're a reflection of who you are and the connection you're building. The 3 words in action. Storytelling examples. Let's bring this to life with some relatable scenarios that show just how powerful I understand you can be in real-world situation. Actions. Scenario 1. A first date. You're sitting across from her at a cozy cafe, and she's talking about a passion project she's been working on instead of nodding out or trying to one-up her story. You say, I understand you. That sounds like something you're really passionate about. It's amazing how much effort you've put into it. This one line shows that you're not just listening, you're truly paying attention to what matters to her. It creates instant rapport and makes you stand out. Scenario 2. A relationship conflict. You've had an argument, and she says, I feel like you never prioritize me. Instead of reacting defensively, you pause, take a breath, and say, I understand. You feel that way. I didn't mean to make you feel unimportant, and I want to work on that. These words diffuse the tension and show her that you're willing to take responsibility and understand her perspective. Scenario 3. Building deeper intimacy. Imagine she's sharing a deeply personal story about a challenge she's faced. She's opening up to you, and you respond with, I understand you. That must have taken so much strength to go through. I really admire you for that. And in this moment, you're not just supporting her, you're building a foundation of trust and intimacy that she'll remember long after the conversation ends. Each of these scenarios highlights how these 3 words can transform your interactions. They're not magic. They're a reflection of your willingness to connect, to empathize, and to truly understand her. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Stick around, because up next, we'll talk about why these words make you irresistible and how to keep using them to deepen every connection you make. Why these words make you irresistible. Let's dive into why these 3 words, I understand you, make you so irresistible. At the heart of it is women's psychology. Women crave emotional connection. It's not just about attraction on the surface. It's about feeling seen, valued, and understood. When a woman feels like you get her, it creates a bond that goes far deeper than anything physical. Feeling understood sparks emotional safety, and that safety leads to trust, an essential foundation for any lasting connection. Here's where you set yourself apart from most men. While others focus on superficial compliments or trying to impress her with their achievements, you're doing something different. You're showing emotional intelligence and empathy, qualities that are not only rare but incredibly attractive. Most men are so focused on what they can get from a woman that they forget the importance of giving her understanding, respect, and a sense of emotional security. Now, let's talk about confidence, knowing what to say, and more importantly, when to say it gives you an edge. Confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room or dominating the conversation. It's about being secure enough to listen, connect, and respond in a way that feels real and intentional. When you say, I understand you, with genuine intent, it sends a powerful message. You're calm, composed, and in control, not only of yourself, but of the connection you're building. And that, my friend, is why these words make you unforgettable. Call to action. Practice makes perfect. Now here's where the magic happens. Knowing the words is one thing, using them is another. I want to challenge you to apply what you've learned. Start small. Use the phrase, "I understand you," in everyday conversations, whether it's with friends, colleagues, or someone you're interested. Take note of how people respond. When you show genuine understanding, reflect on the impact. Notice how those 3 words can transform the tone of a conversation and deepen your connection with others. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel, and the more attractive you'll become. Not just to women, but to everyone in your life. Remember, this isn't about shortcuts or quick wins. Becoming truly attractive is about growth, consistency, and becoming the best version of yourself. The next time you talk to a woman, don't worry about impressing her. Instead, focus on understanding her, because when you do, everything else will fall into place. Let's wrap this up with a simple reminder. Attraction isn't about tricks or gimmicks. It's about building genuine connections, and it all starts with 3 simple words. I understand you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to PJ Philosophy of Stoicism for more real, relatable advice on navigating relationships and becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, connection is the key to everything.